Garage open.
Hello.
Garage open.
Garage is open. That's why you can see me. I got something special going on.
Nice.
It's interesting using a gray Sharpie on gray duct tape. A little hard to see, but not impossible.
So you're making whiskey today.
Oh, I'm doing a big thing. No. No, I'm just doing a thing. Did you bring marijuana with you? Yeah. Might be me. Well, we can smoke some.
Marijuana deodorant.
So this is slightly hard to read.
H2.
Uh-huh.
No O.
You could read it. Okay. If you can read it from there, it's good enough for me.
Is that H2O?
No, you'll see.
Just hydrogen oxide straight up?
Huh?
Just hydrogen oxide straight up?
Actually better.
A3.
It's H3.
How much is your electric bill per month?
You hear an electric noise?
How much is your electric bill per month?
Oh. I don't know.
Yeah. It's hard to tell what the normal amount is.
I don't think you can read any of that, huh?
Nope.
Yeah, I might have to get a different Sharpie. That's okay. How you doing over there, bud?
Pretty good.
Good. Good to see your face. You guys got some plants? You guys got a garden update, huh?
Yeah, we got some stuff going on now.
Yeah.
We got some like rolling planters that are kind of cool on the back porch.
Oh, little wheels?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a different color Sharpie.
You don't have black?
You know, right? I'm gonna have to check for black. Give me 20 seconds.
Join us. Make whiskey. Have a garden update. Get out of here, everybody. In your room. Filling up, though. Coffee, water.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey,
full version.
a full lengther.
Full length.
Speaking of full length, I saw that sweet Guitar profile.
Right.
All right, so now looking at this, it's probably going to make some sense to you. Let you take a gander at what I've done.
Okay. Huh.
Ooh,
Oh, there's that thing, huh? That's
there it
just an
is.
attachment.
It's happening. All the glass jars are labeled.
So what do we need the glass? What are the glass jars for? What?
Really important. So this is so you don't die. So as we can see here, the first one, most important.
Pays on.
Yeah, pays on. Well, it's poison.
Oh, poison.
So then you have H1, H2, H3, hearts, T1, T2, T3. So when you're distilling,
Mm-hmm.
you have the heads, the hearts, and the tails. But the first bit is before the heads. They call it like the something else. I'll find out the word, but it'll make you go blind, kill you real quick. So you got to throw that stuff away.
Huh.
And then you use the heads and the tails to kind of blend, and you'll be throwing some of the heads and tails away. Usually head number 3 is pretty much going in, and tail number 1 is pretty much going in to the big jar, the hearts. And I have some oak I will be tasting today, and I'll begin the flavoring process as well. So in a little bit here, I will kick on the fire.
Cool.
But I wanted to like jump in and say hey and smoke some weed and like hear how you're doing and
Good.
talk about some shit. But we're distilling. Woo!
Yeah, that's pretty cool. This is the first time you've done that, right?
First time with this machine. I actually, you know me, I'm not too much into reading instructions, but I actually got the thing and I read the whole thing. And I'm ready to not blow myself up.
Is there fire involved?
Well, there's heat and extremely flammable objects and pressure involved. So there is like a modicum of danger, although this is the safest version you could do because there's no open flame. It's just current with barriers of stainless steel between it and liquid. So there's actually near zero. I have to be shooting flame at a leak for it to be dangerous, which I will be smoking away from it and there won't be any leaks. So it'll be perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. Pumped about that. Got some other shit going on. Man, so your apartment, you scammed yourself.
Let me see if I can show you the garden.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Might be kind of weird.
Looking forward to weird. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Let's try it.
I love how you're like phasing in and out of reality right now. There you go. Wow, bye. Ha.
Start video. There we go. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cool. Garden update. Sick. You looking beardly, Mr. Handsome Man.
Growing out my skullet these days.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can we see how the progress of the skullet, or should we wait?
We can wait. It's
Okay.
Grows slow these days.
Oh, okay.
So we got this thing happening.
Oh. Okay. You got some greens. Looks like a little bit of peas or beans or something.
Yeah, peas. You can probably see.
Nice.
This, I'm not sure what that is.
Strawberry.
Cilantro. Just kind of
Whoa.
struggling.
Mm-hmm.
These were given to us, so we got to like kind of resuscitate them.
Ah, someone couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Oh, you can handle
these
it.
things are like movable, which is pretty cool.
That's 6. You can kind of like help them by moving them a little bit.
Yeah.
Right on, dude. Freaking Boston area garden update up in the air.
Urban farming.
Yeah.
Suburban.
Well, on that note, we should probably do a quick view of how my garden's doing and have a little garden chat. How's that sound?
Let me show you the front porch.
Oh, you have more?
There's a few things in the front.
Yeah. That's the standard American bungee cord. Oh shit, there's like way more. Dude, okay, yeah.
Not sure what all these things are, but
It looks like more. It looks like
this looks like
mixed
parsley,
greens.
I think.
Oh, okay. The bigger one looks like mixed greens, like a fresh salad, yeah, kind of a thing, like spinach, baby spinach.
Yeah, I think that's baby spinach or something.
I think the other one you have that you don't know what it is, I think it's strawberries.
Oh yeah, it's a leaf shape.
Yeah.
And we're growing some poison ivy for our mayonnaise, of course.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, you got to soak it. Fuck yeah, dude.
Just another day.
How beautiful is it out there right now?
Pretty great.
What's the temperature?
It's like a California day today.
Fuck yeah. So it's basically
like
like we're hanging out
slowly dropping.
Oh.
It was nice and warm the other day, like 80
Nice.
or something. The best is like when it's super hot and humid and then it rains.
Mm.
Oh, I gotta join this. We're gonna get some weirdness is happening.
All right. Was that feeding back for you?
A little bit. A little bit, no worries.
That's my garden update. Just
right.
getting my thumb wet on that.
Well, let me wet your thumb so the audience, or all of our fans, can see.
All our fan.
Yeah. You mean, yeah, your lady? It's a fan.
There we go.
He's a fan. Good boy for him. All right, I know I can't go too far out here, but
Looks very
kind of how things have grown up a little bit.
It's very fecund. Awesome, man. It looks like it's just bursting with life.
Yeah, we're totally exploding. It's great. We're having squash out of the garden.
Oh,
We got 3 kinds of sunflower. We got all the greens. Raspberry. About raspberry. I've never had a successful raspberry plant.
are you? You have any flower?
Oh, like medicinal flower?
Yeah.
We have 10 of them.
What's the limit in California?
I think 99 in our area.
99 flowers?
Oh, plants. I'm talking about marijuana. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You know, because they've legalized it, I don't know if there's much of a like, oh, you have 10 plants versus 9 plants or whatever. So we have 10. 4 of them are pretty big. 6 of them are pretty small. So it's kind of like we'll probably get like 6 little bushy guys and something like 4 6-foot or 8-foot plants by September. Although my lovely neighbor and backyard garden maestro, Vetiver, she thinks we may be able to harvest as late as October this year, which would get us, I don't know, I mean, we might pull a couple pounds out of our backyard this year, which would be really ridiculous. I think next year, though, we're going to be starting in February with the seeding and greenhousing of medicine plants. And I hope to go for next summer to pull like a couple pounds out of our backyard and basically trade, sell, and use to, I'll save, basically save from playing this wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
But man, we're
You're like producing like all kinds of fun stuff.
yeah, I got whiskey that's going to start here in a little minute. I'm going to get the mash into the pot and turn it on, and we'll start our whole distillation. Got marijuana growing, brewing beer. Shit.
Pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I wish I could share it with more people.
Yeah.
I think
How's
I will.
lockdown?
You know, everyone's loosening up. My sister, we're talking about them finally coming over, which it's been a while, so that'd be cool. See Lori and her kids and my brother-in-law, Jason. Jason has booked the main character in a full-length film.
Nice.
It's low budget. They start filming late this year, but he's it's called like Soul Taker, and he's the Soul Taker. So like,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
So
So I'm proud of him.
The
He's
bad
like,
guy or is he a good guy?
he always plays the bad guy. He's never played a good guy in a movie. He's done like 6 movies now, and he's finally got a main role. I'm like really proud of him.
That's
So they're
awesome.
gonna come out. You know, Mother-in-Law came out last weekend. Tomorrow, Rebecca's gonna go down to Salinas to bring the girls to see how they do with sleeping away from home, because Willow really hasn't done that. She was born in just before the pandemic, basically.
Yeah.
And then I'll have a couple days without kids here, so that's like, I'm like, hey man, you want to come over? I gotta work, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know. You know, yesterday was the first time I smoked all week marijuana. I took the whole week off.
Hmm.
You know what happened? My anxiety was like up
Because of the smoking?
because I wasn't smoking.
Oh.
So I found that the cannabis it's reducing my anxiety, which is great, but it's not great that I need to reduce anxiety.
Right.
That I'd rather have a life that wasn't anxious, and I could just.
That's the thing about life hacks. It's like, well, I don't want to be hacking my life. I just want it to be normal.
Yeah, I'm like, it was weird, like all day at work, it's this dull ache of anxiety in my center. I was like, what is wrong with me? What am I worried about? And it's just like if I slip up and twist my ankle, like I've ruined 4 people's lives. It's like so much is weighing on my ability to keep earning money for a bunch of other people.
Right.
And I can never put it down. So it's kind of like, that's a weird thing to be carrying. But I guess every man who chooses to stick around his kids has that feeling.
Yeah, probably.
If you ditch your kids, you probably wouldn't have that feeling. I'm not into kid ditching as much.
No.
I think we need good fathers to make good examples so we can have good women and good men for the future.
Yeah.
We were having this big
nothing
debate.
like success to cure you of bad ideas.
We're having this debate last night because Adam came over. He made a trip out here, and we were visiting. And he was on the debate. And I mean, I'm not going to, share any details, but him and his wife are having the "are we going to have a kid" conversation, and it's mixed, it's not straight across. It's not straightforward. For you and me, it's more straightforward, but for other people, it's not as straightforward. There's, both parties are concerned about so many angles, not just whether or not to have a kid, but the life of the partner and whether they really want it or really don't want it, or kind of back, it's a lot of waning and worrying, unfortunately. Me, I'm a little more like, let's just try it. Let's do it. I mean, not with having kids, but just like things in life. I'm like, well, what can we do? Let's try that.
Yeah, let's try it small, test it, see if it works.
And don't jump off the top of the skate ramp. You start at the bottom and scoot up a little bit, right? But then with kids, you have to go off the ramp. So
test it small, which is why I love the CHAZ.
Oh, CHAZ. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of CHAZ.
Remind me, what's CHAZ again?
The Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone in Portland, where they've
Seattle.
You're
a fan of CHAZ?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, it's like Antifa looters, whatever, who have sectioned off like city block or two downtown Seattle. We call it the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. And
They like don't have any food or water or money, right?
yeah, which is so the reason I like it is because I think it's like a learning experience for everybody.
You think it's gonna go poo poo belly up pretty quick?
I think so, yeah. It'd be cool if it didn't, but I think the people in the zone will realize, the first thing they did was set up borders, right? So I thought that.
Did you watch the Tucker Carlson thing on that?
No, but I just thought that was pretty ironic, and it's resplendent with irony actually, because they immediately ran out of food, and anyone with a gun, basically people who had guns assumed control. So like they immediately set up borders, ran out of food, realized that they need police. It's delicious. It's deliciously ironic, but it's also a good way to test if this will actually work,
I think we know the answer is no.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, I kind of wish it did work,
You wish we could start a new country inside of our own country as an example?
or just like a less policed zone that was autonomous. I mean, that would be great.
That sounds cool to me.
Local. I'm a big localism guy, self-production.
You should make your own whiskey.
It's just hard to do that, like going into the middle of the city and try to do that. It'd be easier if you just did it with your homestead and then expand outward.
Yeah.
And share like what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan of the experiment.
I mean, I really heard about it scrolling through YouTube, and I think our viewers and that I don't trust any news outlet completely,
right.
But I will skim around and then, try to see if I can make a cohesive idea out of a few different stories. And so I stopped by the Tucker Carlson idea of CHAZ, and he sort of gave his look, the
Tucker
look. Time. Yeah, the Tucker look like you idiots is like his look the whole time.
Yeah.
And he made fun of every aspect of it, and he used sarcasm in every sentence. Every sentence was sarcastic, which was like, you're going to confuse some old people. Like, if all of it's sarcasm, like, it's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
And then, they go into saying, yeah, so like you said, the first thing they do, borders. Second thing they do, guns. Third thing they do is like limit immigration. Fourth thing they do, it's like they do what Republican America does.
Right. Exactly.
It was weird that it's. I don't know if it would be. I don't think looters. If I was a heavy looter, I wouldn't heavily loot and then go in and stand around CHAZ. I bet a lot of the CHAZ militant types weren't looters. I bet they were more like Antifa adjacent to looting, is my estimate.
Yeah. And you just get a lot of scavengers coming in right after you set it up.
Yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, how would you possibly... They're trying to set up trade already with America. It's just like...
They have like segregated They started to garden. And they segregated the gardens by race.
Really?
Yeah, so within the first week, we have border control. We have armed security. We run out of food, and we have segregation. So
that was like how America started, but it was a lot slower.
Yeah, I surmise that it will fail, but it will teach us things.
I'm worried more so that it will fail and it won't teach us anything.
Yeah, well, I think we've already learned some things, right?
What did we learn?
Well, you need some kind of law, maybe. You need to be autonomous. If you're going to call yourself autonomous, you need to be autonomous. So you need to be producing for yourself.
In excess.
Yeah.
Not only for yourself, but for the elderly and for the children of the community. It's like you can't just make enough for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work for a community.
We might have learned that borders work. Maybe we knew that already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's like a really entertaining reality show, but it's reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
But reality is a show now.
Yeah. So
Trump has
then,
sort of ushered in that era. It's all a show.
well, did you hear the news? I heard the news today that our president has denounced Fox News.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's a fresh one, hot off the presses. I think yesterday or today. He says they've lost their way. So that guy, he's so quick to not let anyone take him, right? That he'll burn every bridge in the world. But he has this buffer, which is like fame.
Yeah,
and
I
power.
think he definitely uses hyperbole to his advantage, constantly, exaggerating. And you could say lying if you wanted to. Yeah, truly an entertainer in chief.
Yeah, he really is.
Sure.
If he quits and becomes a stand-up comedian, I might go to his shows. Like,
Yeah, right.
he's hilarious. I just don't. Oh well, since we're on the topic, I don't think he's going to be reelected.
You think the ventriloquist mannequin who's decomposing is going to win?
The Weekend at Bernie's guy.
Yeah, the guy with like old magazines in his head.
Yeah, I think he's going to be our next president, and will literally be Biden our time.
Yeah, it could be. It could be that he becomes president just to have, so that whoever's VP actually becomes president. So it'll probably be Kamala Harris, my guess.
Which is a good guess, and I would pick her over a lot of people.
Yeah.
So then we're doing great. I mean, basically, like Eric Weinstein was recently. Do you listen to The Portal?
I've listened to it. Yeah.
Okay, it's real.
I'm not au courant.
I've listened to maybe 5 episodes of The Portal. It's so thick and so heady, and I have no college education. Like, it is thick.
He's also somewhat like, I mean, he's clearly very smart, but he's one of those smart people who maybe isn't smart enough to make his smart things accessible to the layman. Like it sounds like he overcomplicates what he's saying sometimes. And that, I don't know, that kind of turns me off, but go ahead.
Well, he made a point that was pretty point blank. And then the rebuttals I've heard to it aren't really convincing. And that is that no president has ever and probably will ever be reelected with 18% unemployment. It's just that's never happened. And he listed all these times when the unemployment rate went up, and even up to 12, it was impossible for previous presidents. It was 18. He's like, there's no way. And then he listed like a few other things about key people in key areas where this bridge burning, and our president's intelligence isn't working on them. And just that enough is, and the fact that he went against someone that we all hated last time. No one hated Hillary Clinton more than everyone in America. Everyone hated her so much. But the thing is, Biden and Kamala Harris aren't hated, they're tolerated.
Yeah.
And that's probably enough that Trump will lose both the popular vote and the Electoral College in 2020.
Yeah, makes you wonder if the lockdown was just a political ploy.
Part of me wonders if it wasn't part of it.
Let's tank the economy, have everyone out of work, suffering, angry, and people will just naturally blame it on Trump. There you go, perfect setup for Biden our time.
Well, and we really are Biden our time, because it's like Nobody in the 1930s has ever or will ever become president. The baby boomers are hanging the fuck on to power. Like if you go to any major educational institution in the world, the presidents, management, and administration are all baby boomers.
Oh yeah.
So
I work in higher ed.
yeah, so you know, and you're a Gen Xer, so your generation got more effed out of the .com crash than any generation previous.
Hard to see. It's hard to say that any generation has it better. I think, there's a lot of opportunities these days, but there's also a lot of fuckery going on. So some people think the millennials are screwed and Gen Z is even more screwed, and just everyone's just screwed in perpetuity. But I don't know.
It's the angle, I mean, if you're talking about economically, the baby boomers are hoarding unbelievable sums of wealth. And
yeah, they made out, definitely.
They're hoarding. It's sitting in accounts, just earning interest. Like they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And then you have that when they went to college at UCLA in 1955, a year of college cost $55, and in 2020 it costs $55,000.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, what are you complaining about? It's like, well, you're the administration of the school. That's gone up not 1,000%, 1,000 times in cost. And the average income of a college graduate has tremendously dropped by the ratio of purchasing power. And then you have to segregate how many people actually even get jobs who go to college. And you're getting down to like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, and there's like an elite glut where if you have too many PhDs, like what do you do? What do you do with those people?
Yeah, there's that too.
PhDs in underwater lesbian gender studies or whatever. Like where do you go? When there's 1,000
underwater lesbian basket weaving.
Yeah, you have 1,000 people who majored in that. Like the market doesn't support that many. Yeah. So you have a lot of people who are in debt, unemployed, angry, and then they go to set up CHAZ.
Yeah. Well, then we need to blame the baby boomers even more for setting up a college system that was for what their grandparents could have worked at. Like, yeah, we need to set up education for careers we can barely see the wisps of. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's like we're living in a world again that's 100 years behind the times or something.
It's like our systems are something like 100 years behind our mental
and even
capacity.
Just infrastructure, buildings. So that's why I like CHAZ, and that's why maybe CHAZ can be a stepping stone to creating cities from scratch, from the ground up. I heard a good idea about this. Someone was like, start the city in virtual reality. So listen to this. So the idea would be you go into virtual reality, you sort of join or establish or find sort of your community, people that are like you and think alike and stuff like that. And then you start to actually build the city in virtual reality to see what works, what doesn't, and you can change it. You're not actually constructing anything in the real world. So you sort of prototype it in VR, and then you can just port that into the real world, which I thought was a totally cool concept.
And like Sims, but with way more like technology for actual mechanical engineering.
Yeah, or just to see like, oh, the school should be closer to the town center, or we should have a plot of land here that's just grass, or this should be a garden.
Dude, that's
so
a cool movie.
You can arrange those elements in VR, and then like optimize it.
Sort of live in it
before you
bring it out, before you spend the money to actually
build.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Dude, that's a movie idea. That's a movie.
Yeah. That was like some guy on Twitter just had that idea. It's like, wow, that's fucking cool.
That's kind of like what Sims does.
Right. You can have your own little island. I think Minecraft too. You have your own little plot of land, build on it, destroy things, invite others over.
Would you work?
You probably would work, yeah. I would imagine the VR part would just be like part-time, like, I mean, you could even be working in VR. You know, you can imagine someone just, because you could just have your VR glasses on, be in a virtual park, you know, doing your programming or whatever you do. So if you're like a knowledge worker or programmer or something, you could do your work while you're in VR.
Well, I could do gardening design in the VR, like a homestead infrastructure. I could make it, you know,
Yeah.
as work. Yeah.
Very cool.
Shit, man.
So
How do we start this?
get this whiskey going.
Yeah, we ready to start that?
Let's start it.
All right,
I'm gonna grab myself a drink. I'll be right back.
You hear me?
Yep.
Cool. All right, folks. Oh man, this is the world, you know? The world and its doings. Is this a decent angle? The bong doesn't have to be in every shot. Yeah, well, string of lights. This is the whiskey mash. I'm gonna do some of the good magic. Get this down in here. So here's the brewer / distiller thingy.
Okay.
What we'll do a little bit of gravity slurping. Step 1. Well, this is actually like step 90. But all the other steps are really boring because it's like clean a bunch of stuff.
Mm.
I think I have to taste it too, right? I should.
Is it safe to taste it?
This is just beer. It's just beer without hops. Oh yeah. Oh, 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 yeah. Woo. Okay.
Beer without hops.
Beer without hops.
Siphon action. Little siphon filter.
Oh, that tastes really good.
Hmm. So is it carbonated?
Well, no, this is like, you know.
What does it taste like?
Liquid malt. Well, it tastes like a sweet blonde ale that doesn't have any bitterness like hops mixed in. But it's really strong. Yeah, so we're flowing. You see this lovely color. Can you see the color?
Yeah, sort of like brownish, reddish.
Yeah, brownish reddish. It's flat. It's like, it's working. Like,
Very cool.
yeah. Pretty exciting.
You need some music, maybe. Let's see.
Yeah, can you jam us out here while we're flowing down? And then I'll get better angles once we start up the distillation part. But you don't want to just dump this in because there's a bunch of schmutz at the bottom. And you don't want to distill all the schmutz off it. Cool. About halfway through with the transferring process here.
Where is that? see.
Oh yeah, can we hear Vampire?
Yeah, trying to find it here. The file name is 2014 8/20 Jam 1. So August 20th, 2014.
I was 6 at
Why wouldn't you find it?
Right? Did you go that year? 2014? Guitar's getting pretty funky. Hello? Your audio, oh, it's because of your headphones. This is where it gets weird. Actually, outro is weird. Yeah, I have the Nilotep stuff too.
Oh yeah? I haven't heard that song in a while. The song you did with Nilotep.
Yeah.
Finish that part.
Hmm.
So, this in the position.
Oh, I just have the GarageBand files for it. Two 2014.
Okay. So, cool guys. Explosions.
Yeah, remember when we did that? So that copper piece is like the distiller part.
Yeah.
So the Robo Brew makes beer, but with that copper part, it can make spirits.
Right. There you have it. I mean, supposedly, that's a distiller. So I just got to hook up these lines. Hose from the garden, because you got to cool it, the vapor, or else it'll just float away and you won't collect it.
Hmm.
That's not the right. But yeah, you know, this is all the fun in the world. It's like this guy.
All right, let's see.
Distillation project.
March 13th, 2014. So you have water running into there? Dance song.
Here's the water test. All right. Release the flow. We're fucking ready. This is the poison.
So the first bit is just like super concentrated.
Poison, yeah. It's other chemicals. It's the stuff that actually vaporizes at a lower temperature than alcohol. So you throw that out. I just got to double check how much it is.
Okay. Hopefully you didn't hear that squealing sound.
I did hear it. It was pretty nice. Oh, maybe I'll plug it in.
What's going on with this export song disc? I don't know what this is. All right, let's see what we got here. Dance. This one's called Dance Song.
Too much.
Sounds like you beatboxing. Super quiet. So you're draining the poison right now? Draining the poison?
I'm going to have to rethink my strategy here a little.
All right. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Well, yeah. Makes sense. Oh, that one's not grounded. It does make some sense. Okay, well, we're working on it, huh? I think because that one wasn't grounded, maybe that's why it wasn't working. Try it again. It's interesting. Rethink this a little bit. Different freezers on too. That's probably what's going on. You know what? This is super exciting. I'm gonna grab an extension cord. I know. Whoa.
Isn't this exciting? Just watching me, watching him. Edge of your seat action.
So this is a heavy duty extension cord. If that helps.
Why is that 6 minutes on?
Here we go.
So what part are you doing now?
Well, I was trying to turn it on. The breaker, 50 watts an hour. Then I stood on the tip of it and broke it.
Oh,
Cool. Still usable. Still be cool.
like glass or plastic?
Working.
Oh, wow. Cool.
It finally is running. We got it on. I have both, if you can tell over here, there's two red switches. Can you see them?
Yep.
They're both on 1,000 watt and 500 watt. So 1,500 watts total. I don't think you could share that with my freezer. That's what was happening. My freezer's on the same circuit as what I was trying to plug it in. It was like, nope.
Yeah.
Pick one. So I plugged into where we normally have our little AC unit thing and unplugged that. It's not that hot, so it's working. So I'm excited. Let's see. We have, this is the real thermometer. The one down here is like what the liquid pressure is, the bottom of the liquid here.
Mm.
You can feel it. The real one that matters is this one. And this guy, 74.7 degrees Fahrenheit. We can expect at a certain temperature for stuff to start coming out of here, and that's what will kick on the coolant water. And I'm going to save the coolant water in the bucket and water plants. So we're at the stage now where we excitedly wait for the temperature to increase and we begin drinking alcohol. That's like,
cool.
that's like the first excitement part. I don't actually know when the next excitement part's going to come, but I'll be here. Do you have any questions about the distillation process, since I'm clearly a master?
So what's so the water's getting, or it's getting hotter at the bottom, and then it's gonna bubble up and go through that tube at the top?
Yeah, hopefully the heaters are going to heat the liquid, and eventually, you know, water would boil and it would all vaporize.
Mm-hmm.
Water vaporizes, other chemicals do. And so we're going to capture those, separate the bad ones, keep the good ones,
Mm.
and then essentially compost the leftover, I don't know what you would call that, liquid.
The bad stuff?
Well, no, the poison bad stuff I'll pour into the street and probably light with a match and see cool flames light up.
Mm.
But the liquid inside the distiller, there'll still be a bunch of water in there and schmutz. So, I don't know.
That's pretty cool. How long does it take?
Yeah, let me double check here the stuff. That'll actually make some sense. So that's preparing the alembic. This is an alembic pot still. That's what this is. Distilling a whiskey, rum, or brandy. And this is the spirit. I'm skipping the stripping run. I might just do that again, but you can do it like this. They advocate that you like distill everything twice, essentially.
Mm.
I might do that, but I'm going to act as if this is the final round, which takes more effort. I have the labeled jars and everything. Like if you're doing the stripping round, you just turn it on and catch it. Throw away the rest, pour that, what you caught, all back in, even the poison stuff, and then do the whole jars thing I'm doing. Okay, that's what it's called. 4 shots. Once the temperature probe reaches 131 degrees Fahrenheit, turn on the cold tap water. When the distillate begins to come out, you can collect the 4 shots, which is more harmful components of the heads, and typically the first 200 milliliters or 6.8 fluid ounces. So I'm going to have to be measuring about 7 ounces to burn in the street. Most harmful compounds present in wash and should be discarded. Note, for such section is 200 milliliters, 6.8 fluid ounces per stripping run distillate. So basically you throw away the first 6.8 ounces of whatever you're doing.
Hmm.
So we're going to collect 6.8 and toss it, and then we'll start with the first head jar. So
What's
I'm waiting
between the heads and tails and all that?
for the beginning. So the heads is like just distilling lingo for the beginning, right? When you get past the poison part, the first parts of alcohol, and you'll be able to measure as a certain alcohol percentage. Like after the 4 shots is over, you'll be entering the head section of distilling. This contains a lot of the lower boiling point components as well as ethanol. Collect these into separate small containers, and once distilling is complete, decide whether they are suitable for the final whiskey or not when blending the heads and tails into heart sections. So the heart is the most of what you're distilling. Heads and tails is the beginning and the end.
Mm.
Start collecting the heads in separate containers with a volume of around 5 ounces. So that's way smaller than this. I'll have to use my measuring cup. Putting them to the side once full, label each cup with a number and order. It comes out of the still, example, first cup, blah, blah, blah. Once the temperature reaches about 181 to 185 Fahrenheit, the head section is complete, and it's time to start collecting the hearts. So basically, when it hits 131, so it's almost not time. It's just basically how fast I can get that upper thermometer to read a higher number, and we're up to 75, baby. Woo! So once it hits 131, I should be getting some poison in that jar. Then, yeah, collecting the heads. Fuck yeah.
So it's just heating up right now.
We're heating up. Yeah, we're heating up now. So I might film some of it and have some to share with another session too. I know you probably can't hang out for the whole process.
Mm.
You're welcome to. That'd be fun to have like an 8-hour Zoom chat. I would get so wasted. Let's have a shot.
D&D, I've done like 5-hour D&Ds.
Just got off. We just did our big finale of this whole thing just before we got on here.
Nice.
I defeated a giant like Gorgoron animal all by myself because I like knew what to do and did some good strikes with the right tools. And like I basically because my character has double attack, that's one of its things, so I get to attack twice every time because I'm slow at other stuff. I knew I could crush that MOF, and I did, and it was super cool.
What level are you guys playing?
Oh, I don't even know there were levels.
Oh, what's your character level? Do you know?
No. I made up Trogulus. That's my D&D name, is Trogulus.
Hmm.
And like he picked I was a berserker, barbarian berserker. And I kick a bunch of ass, and I think I'm super slow. To be honest, I'm really glad it's over.
Yeah.
I love my nephew.
Oh, that's right. You were playing with your nephew.
Yeah, it's like we're basically him trying to, he's trying it out on us essentially, and he has friends that he normally does it with, but it was really just a way for our family to get together.
Hmm. Did anyone else reply to your call to action?
Which call? To
Your Burning Man idea?
I've only sent it to a few people, a select group, and so far everyone's on board, and they're most excited that you're coming. When I told them that Aubrey's planning on flying out, they were like, "Oh my god!" So it's basically Adam, Drew, Aubrey, and probably Evan. So they were nervous about the idea of going to the Black Rock Desert during Burning Man, and they were like keen on sort of having basically another plan as the primary plan. I think simultaneously exploring what is going to be happening out there on the internet would be cool to do as well. But yeah, maybe it would be the best cool thing to do would be find a private spot on Hip Camp or one of those other camping apps. There's a few now, and like see how drunk we can get. I mean, I don't know.
Turbo type thing, or Hip Camp, yeah.
Yeah, Hip Camp, whatever. BLM land, even. I'm okay with BLM land. It would be cool to check out and not have it just be for one weekend, but instead for more like a week.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so it's looking like 3 to 4 of us are doing something, and we've got a vehicle, and we've got the time, the tools, and the talent.
We all cram in the truck?
Yeah, we would empty the truck and kind of did it how we did like my bachelor party.
Four people in the truck?
We had 5 in there before.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you have the extended cab.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, yeah, take some video of that, the rest of the process.
Yeah, anything worth videoing, I will.
All right, cool.
Wish you were here.
Yeah, I miss seeing the inside of the garage. It's like, oh man, nice. Remember that? Looks good though.
Yeah.
I mean, not though, it looks good. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Cool, man.
All right, man. Yeah, take some video. Maybe narrate some video, and maybe we can post that too.
Maybe cool. We could even save it for a podcast for Empathy and Imagination exclusive. Yeah, but we might just post it too. Did you see what I posted? The thing I did with Adam today.
No, is that on Facebook?
Yeah, it was on everything, Instagram and Facebook. Actually, if you pull that up, that might be a good way to end the show.
All right. Let me see. Here.
I invented a new face mask for COVID-19 protection.
Oh, I see. Okay. Let me see if I can
Can you share it? Yeah.
Share a part of the screen. Portion of screen. Let me select what portion. Oh, there we go. You see that?
Yeah, I see it. There's audio. Yeah.
This is a spiritual front, the filtration system. Adam's wearing the latest in face mask technology. Other face masks maybe keep in microbes, maybe keep them out. His is spiritual. There's a microfungal bioreaction that, have you ever wondered what it would be like to be? I mean, really. That's how it was meant to be. That's how their ancestors did. That's how the people of the future.
I love that he's like trying not to laugh. Pretty good.
All right. Let's a little end on that positive note.
All right, man. I'll see you next week.
Love you, man.
Love you. Bye.